Hi everyone, my name is Sophia Hilton, and today I'm going to be talking about therapy and if it's beneficial or not. So, getting therapy is definitely beneficial. It can help you promote your self acceptance, it can help you develop new beneficial day to day strategies, and it can also help you express your emotions better. I know for me, I went to therapy my junior year of high school and my junior year of college. I'm currently a senior, so I've been to therapy about twice in my life. And I went to therapy for just some mental health struggles that I was going through. And because of therapy, I was able to, find other solutions that would help me deal with the struggles that I was dealing with. And I think it's a great resource that everyone should take consideration or just use in the future. So before we get into the benefits, I think it's important to kind of just get rid of all of the negativity that can kind of surround therapy. There is sometimes a negative connotation that surrounds therapy. I know for me, I come from a Caribbean family, where therapy isn't as supported or isn't seen as a positive thing sometimes. Um, a lot of the times, family members will say, oh, maybe you just need to take a nap, or maybe you just need to go to church or something like that. And it can sometimes feel like your emotions are, or what you're saying isn't really heard. So I know for me, I was very happy to know that my mom was someone who accepted therapy and allowed me to go, especially when I was in high school. Um, so yeah, but other things that can also alter or that surround the negative aspects of therapy are the financial reasons. Therapy is extremely expensive. Sometimes therapy companies will charge per session or every week, or it really just depends on the company. And I know for me, it was really, really expensive, but there are alternatives that can go into therapy. A lot of the times, companies will have like financial aid. If your insurance is not able to cover it, there are many different ways you can go around the financial burdens that come with therapy. But I think it's important to kind of think about the positives that come from it. Um, because you are now able to move forward past certain traumas or certain experiences that you may have dealt with. So let's go into the positives that go into it. So as I stated before, one of the positives that come from therapy is being able to promote self-evaluation and self-acceptance. Through therapy, you kind of look over your past experiences that you have in your life, and you accept the mistakes that you've made, because remember, you're speaking with someone who has no prior knowledge of who you are. They didn't know you in high school. They didn't know you when you were a child. They didn't watch you grow up. They have no prior experience of you. And because of that, you both go into the situation kind of just ready to just express yourself and start off with a new slate or a clean slate. Also, kind of remember that these people are experienced and they're licensed professionals that are trained to, deal with any sort of situation that comes to them. And they care about you and they care about your well-being. That is their job. So that's really important when considering it. And I think that's really important in realizing how beneficial therapy is. Another thing that's really great in regards to how beneficial therapy is that it allows you to develop new strategies and habits. After speaking with your therapist, they finally get an understanding of who you are and your situation and your needs. So kind of going in that order, when you sit down with someone, you're able to go over, say, like a past trauma that you had, and then you both understand the situation and you get understanding of how you may have responded to the situation. And now we know what we need to do in order for you to move on or not react the same way in future problems. So depending on the situation, you two, as the client and the therapist, will develop different ways to promote happiness and just overall success in your life. For example, as I said prior, I went to therapy for depression and anxiety. Um, and I was mostly just concerned about my anxiousness because of the physical um impacts it would have on my on just my body, and how my body would react to anxiety basically. And what my therapist and I were able to find as a solution was the box breathing method, which basically is where you breathe in for a few seconds, you hold it for a few seconds, and then you let it out. And you do that about 3 to 5 times, depending on how much, how anxious you are, how much you need to kind of relax. And that was how I basically kind of controlled my anxiousness. Um, and I think it was a great way because not only was I able to control my breathing, but it also showed me that I was able to have control over myself, because this is more like a personal thing, but because I was feeling lack of control in my life at the time that I was using therapy, this was just a great method for me to again control my breathing, but also realize I am in control of how I react to things. Um, so yeah, and then the last thing goes into just being able to express your emotions better. It's important to realize that everyone should be emotionally intelligent in how you are reacting to things. Because therapy allows you to self reflect on different aspects of your life, now you're kind of able to realize, what certain things need your attention, what certain things you don't really have to, respond to. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the only thing you can control is yourself and how you react to things. And I think therapy allows you to realize that you don't want to give everything your attention, because if you do, it's going to really drain you and your energy and your time and your peace. And it's really important to kind of preserve those things. So I know with me, with expressing emotion, I was very much someone that suppressed my emotions and kept everything bottled up. And obviously, that isn't very healthy, because eventually, the more you suppress, one day it's going to explode. And that's something that I learned, is just being more communicative with family and friends and just people in my life, so that I wasn't constantly keeping everything inside. So with therapy, you just become more emotionally intelligent on how to kind of navigate yourself and how you react to things and how you express yourself, so that you're dealing with things in a healthy manner. So, one thing that really jumped out to me was an article on healthline.com written by Sarah Lindberg. And she has this quote in the article. The article basically talks about just the benefits of therapy. And the quote reads as follows: individual therapy gives you a safe space to explore your thoughts, feelings, and concerns. And I think that's just the quote, but that I think that is really important, because a lot of the times people don't feel safe, and that is what they tend to need. And as I talked about prior, I grew up with a Caribbean family that didn't see therapy as a solution, or they weren't very supportive of therapy. So I know, luckily I was able to have a mom that was accepting of that, but not everyone has, a supportive family member in their life. So knowing that they can kind of find, someone who does realize their needs, and um what they need to get out of therapy, and what they need to get out of just sessions in general, is really important. And again, kind of just going back to that safe space realm, which is significant in promoting um, better mental health. So, lastly, I just wanted to end on that therapy is just a great resource for everyone, and it doesn't matter. It shouldn't be the most extreme situations in order for you to feel like you need to go. Maybe some people just need help with time management, or they just have a lot of stress going on in their lives. It doesn't have to go to the extremes of, suicidal or depression in order for you to go. And just do not be afraid to ask for help. Therapy is a great resource for everyone, and I think everyone should use it if they necessarily or if they really need to.